This is the Sealine C330. Now, if you've been on the channel for a while, you might have noticed we already have a 330, but that was the S version. So they do two versions of this boat. The S version is an open cockpit version with a hardtop. This is more of a deck saloon. So this main deck is much more enclosed. It makes it much more of an all year round proposition, but you can open it right up and get plenty of fresh air and light in there. So it makes it a really great all year round boat. We're going to step on board as ever via the bathing platform. Now there are two bathing platforms for this. This is the shorter version. You can have a longer platform if you want it. So stepping through this transom door, and then we've got the seating area around the back. There's a cockpit fridge on this one as well. And what they do with this is the doors open completely flat against the side, and then this window here lifts up. And so this really opens this out. It sort of melds these two areas into one very effectively. Let's crack on in and we'll have a good look around. They do different wood options on this one. This was a slightly darker wood. They also do a very light chestnut wood as well. So you can choose how you have that. The galley is up on this main deck on this boat, so if we lift this fella here, we've got the gas hob, the sink is underneath there, and that just folds so that you can drop it back down again. And there's a gas cooker on this one as well. There is an option of electric, of course, if you want it. These are drawers dotted around the place and storage, so you've got plenty of room to put everything away. There's another fridge for the inside of the boat just here. And then again, just plenty of space to tuck everything away. On this side, you've got your stereo equipment and that kind of thing. This one's actually got a TV on it as well, so that's up on a bracket, up on the side. And then this is your saloon area. Now we've got the boat at the moment very open, so there's a big solid sliding roof section that's open at the minute. There's also a door next to the helm, and that means you get a ton of light and air through here. So even on a day out today where it's nice and sunny and bright, you can really open this right up. But of course the major benefit of a deck saloon boat is when the weather's not so good. You power that roof forward, you close that door, that shuts across there, and suddenly you've got all your view and all your light, but you're much more insulated from the weather. Okay, let's go on a bit further. This is quite a high spec boat. This is an owner's boat in fact, although it is very new, so you're seeing basically what is a current boat. So he's got things on here, like he's got the twin screens. This is quite clever. It's got cameras dotted around, but this camera overlays AIS information, so it's telling you what other boats are around, their bearing and where they are. That's a rather nice touch. Another thing he's got on here is bow and stern thrusters, and that there is a scan strut bracket that you can drop a phone into and it induction charges it, which is rather clever. Autopilot on this one as well. Let's head on down a bit further. So the layout in here, it's a two cabin layout. This is the master cabin at the front of the boat. So you can see it's the bow, it comes in on the sides. You've got hull windows in here, so you've got a view out. We are at Mercury Marina at the moment. It's the home of TBS Boat Sales, who are dealers for these. There's a wardrobe in here, like so. And then again, same sort of thing on the other side. And there is storage underneath the bed as well. Quite a bit actually. So that's for the owner, and then for your guests, you have this one. Now this is laid out as effectively two singles down like this, but you can have this so this is completely solid across here, and then it's more like a double bed, so your pillows go down this side and you stretch out that way. So it just depends how you want to use the boat. What you can do is have this sort of layout, but have an infill that you can drop into there, so that you can turn that from how it is now to a complete double bed. The headroom drops as you go back under, because that is the floor of the deck saloon, but you can see they've quite cleverly stepped it up and up where the seating is, so that you've got really good headroom where your head goes. You've got the window there as well, and reading lights and so on. There's a blind that drops down, so it doesn't feel at all claustrophobic. But also, as you come back, this is full standing headroom. So as you come into here, you've got a really nice lobby area. You can step in, good headroom, loads of light into here. These, of course, all have blinds and privacy. Like so on, there's a little seat in here as well. And then again, you've got the wardrobe and the storage. So a decent guest cabin for a 33-foot boat. Certainly the sort of thing that two couples could spend a week on, no problem at all. And then opposite is the heads. One head's on this boat, as I say, it's a 33 foot, so clearly if you want twin heads and that kind of thing, you've got to look to bigger boats. But this has got a shower in it, so that pulls out from here. And then your sink is there, there's a bit of storage underneath. And there's one very important thing to show you in here, just in case you ever find yourself on a Sealine C330 or S330, because it took me, the first time I was on one of these boats, about 10 minutes, maybe quarter of an hour to find the light switch in here. I looked everywhere and I was determined, it's only a small room, it cannot defeat me. So I just kept going and going and going. I eventually found it. Do you want to see it? There's the light. And that's how you turn it on and off. Goodness sake. So there you go. If you're ever on one of these boats, you'll know where to find it. Okay, let's head on back. We'll take a look around the outside and we'll take a look at the engines. And we'll also take a look underneath here, because I'm not sure what's under here. Oh, this is interesting. So this is like a little service area and storage. You can actually step down into here and you can get to pumps and wiring and all that kind of thing. Intriguing. Let's drop that back down. Excellent. Another thing this boat's got, it's an option again, as I say, it's an owner's boat, and he specified this rather nicely. He single hands on this boat quite a bit, and what this is a yacht controller. It allows you to control the bow and stern thrusters, but also the engines and the anchor winch are all controlled from here, which means you can actually manoeuvre the boat by remote control. So if you are single-handed, you can stand on the back of the boat or on the side of the boat, wherever you like, and manoeuvre it and step straight off. That's excellent. There we go. Okay, magic shoe time, I think. Well, near enough. Okay, so we'll head on forward. Teak decks on here, another very nice option. And you've got the one-piece windscreen with these big wipers on. So again, because you've only got the single helm position there, that's really important. Make sure you can see where you're going. You can also see these little discs along here. Those are demisters. So you can keep that clear even if it's a miserable damp day. You can make sure you've got excellent vision. There is sunbathing on the front here. This drops down flat because of course it would be in the way when you're driving the boat if it was up where it is now, but it means when you're at anchor or in a marina, you've got another seating area on the front of the boat where you drop it flat when it's not in use. And then we come right here to the front. Electric anchor winch. And then these are anchor chain locker access. Now they've actually put asymmetric side decks on here. It's quite clever. You've got a side deck on this side and it's perfectly usable, but it's much narrower, as you can see. Now if you compare that one, if we go around to this one, this is clearly a lot bigger and easier to use. And the idea of that is, of course, that the wider you make these side decks, the more you squeeze the accommodation. But equally, if you bring the accommodation right out, you get a very narrow side deck. So the logic behind that is that you've got one really good side deck, really easy to get up to the front of the boat. But you can also get right around the boat without losing too much of your accommodation. So the last thing to show you then is the engines. And to get to those, we lift the floor here. So if we step on down, this is a stern drive boat. So the engines operate through stern drives or out drives at the back of the boat. They're a pair of Volvo Penta D3 220s. Now they're giving the boat about 30 knots flat out and cruising 25 knots is very comfortable. And you've probably got about a sort of 150 to 180 mile range depending on how much speed you're using. Hot water cylinder is down here. And then you've got access to various wirings. Batteries are down here, for example. Fire extinguishing system, that's over there. That's automatic and there's a manual pull on it as well. And you can also see things like the side power for the bow and stern thruster. Some of the Raymarine kit is hidden down here. And then more of the battery banks. But that hatch opens fairly well back, so it's a pretty decent size. I mean, obviously, again, I come back to the fact it's a 33-foot boat. But they've packaged that well. It's good. So let's drop that one back down. There we go. And we will head around to the front These are just fuel stops like this, and that fella there is a manual bilge pump. Excellent. I think we'll finish off on this comfy seat up here on the bow. And there it is, Sealine C330. Many thanks to TBS Boat Sales for organising that one for me, and as ever, huge thanks to you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.